How to optimize to get women in 2025. In this video, I'm going to talk about some foundational stuff that you need in order to get women in 2025. I'm going to talk about optimizing your lifestyle to get women in 2025. And I'm going to talk about a few systems that you can put in place to make it easier for you. Let's be honest. You're working on different parts of your life. You're working on your education. You're working on your fitness. The reason you're doing all that is probably to give you a better chance of landing a proper partner, somebody that you've always wanted. Maybe when you were in eighth grade, that girl didn't really look your way. Maybe you've never really been smooth with the ladies and you kind of want an advantage. And things are different now. We're in 2025. So you really got to move optimally. You got to think about what you're doing and be intentional about your approach. And I'm going to talk about a few things you guys might not have thought of, or just give you a few tips that you can use in your day to day life to help you optimize, to make things a little easier for you as far as finding the right partner, getting women, or landing a woman, and hopefully the woman of your dreams. Now, you got to have the basics. You got to have the foundation. What's the foundation? You got to have some level of fitness, some sort of education or plan in order to make money, or at least make it seem like you're going to potentially make money someday. Nobody's going to pick a dude who has no potential, no upside. You want to have your finances situated, at least for her level. Obviously, if you're dating somebody who's 35 or 40, your finances have to be a lot different than if you're dating somebody who's 18. So based on where you're at and what you're supposed to be doing, you got to kind of know how much money you need to be bringing in and what kind of lifestyle you want to live. And lastly, you got to have some style. You got to have some sort of sense of fashion. You got to be able to put some stuff together, put an outfit together, make yourself stand out in a crowd, if that's your approach. If you're already tall and stuff like that, you can kind of do the humble thing or just like kind of be subtle about it. But if you're a shorter guy, or if you're not super handsome and you know that, and you got to be reasonable with yourself too. You got to somehow find a way to pop out. If you already look good, maybe you want to, dress down and keep it humble. If you struggle to get attention without like flashy stuff, maybe you want to be flashy. And it depends on the type of girl you want. If I want somebody who's super bougie, then maybe put on some jewelry. If you want somebody who's a little bit more down to earth, then maybe you kind of want to dress down a little bit, play it a little bit more cool and casual, but you always want to seem comfortable. So style is going to be a big part of this as well. Let's start with the gym routine. You want to be in the gym at least every other day for about 45 minutes to an hour. And that might sound like a really specific amount of time and a really strict protocol, but I mean like on average basically. So if you want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's fine. If you want to do something like push pull legs, but you really do have to make it to the gym. It's not that you have to be the most in shape person, it's just that you have to have some level of fitness in order to be in some kind of shape to command attention from who you actually are, like your own person. If you just wear a black t shirt or a white t shirt, you want to look like someone. You don't want to just rely on fashion and jewelry, and you don't want to be the fat guy in the Gucci shirt, basically. Education and finance just kind of go together. You want to have some sort of educational track. You want to be becoming better in that aspect because it relates to your finances. Even if you're making 50K, 40K, 30K, women are going to want to see that you're progressing, that you have some sort of pursuit, you have something that you're chasing. And that's what's actually more attractive about it. A lot of guys think that women want you to make more money, but it's not necessarily making more money. It's just the journey, it's the fight to want to make more money, it's the energy that you wake up with, having something to chase and something that's bigger than them or bigger than yourself is an attractive thing for them to see. Style, we kind of touched on that. What I do is I predominantly wear black all the time, and that's just because I'm tall and I feel like I'm handsome, you know, humbly speaking, like I'm a nine, right? Whatever. So I don't really like drawing too much attention to myself. I kind of prefer the approach of the humble person. I pop out wherever I go, so it's just something where I don't want to be the guy who's wearing loud clothing or I don't know. It's just how I am. I'm a low key dude. I'm not really chasing any kind of attention or validation from anyone. So I always dress down. I always dress comfortable. Maybe your style is more to be, I guess, show off or to be flashy or to peacock a little bit more. And that's a good strategy. Honestly, I sometimes I wish I had the personality of someone who really wants attention or really wanted to do it on them, but I just don't. So I lean into who I am and kind of what my personality is like. And it's not like it's dry or anything necessary. It's just that I don't care for like material things. So I do that. I wear basic stuff, but that might not be the best strategy for you. Maybe for you, you want to do more jewelry, and I do some stuff like that, but maybe for you, you want to do a little bit more extra stuff, keep it more flashy. For me, I try to keep it super simple and it works. Next thing you want to do is you want to optimize your lifestyle. Nobody wants to come into somebody's life who has nothing going on. They have no pursuits, they have no hobbies. You want to optimize your lifestyle to have hobbies and fun things that you already do in order to bring the girl into that world. So if you already play pickleball on this day or whatever, then maybe you want to meet somebody who is interested in doing stuff like that. If you already go to the gym, bring her to the gym. Even if she doesn't want to and she might be hesitant in the beginning, she's still going to appreciate if you are the reason why she started this new thing. And it's always going to be attached to you that you kind of introduced her to it. And when she looks back 6 months from now, she'll be able to say, wow, I didn't want to do this. My guy or my boyfriend got me to go and it really made me better. It created a new hobby. And she'll forever appreciate you for that, whether she says that to you or not. So you just want to have things already going for yourself that you can invite her into rather than discovering them with her. And discovering them with her is fine as well. It's just that if you already have those things going for you, then it's a lot more attractive because it shows that you already had a life outside of her. You're not just doing these things to impress her. Another thing you guys might not have heard of as far as optimizing your lifestyle is you want to have your lone calories. So you want to have your types of foods that you eat when you're not with her because inevitably when you're with your girl or when you're dating, you're going to eat things that are kind of off your diet plan or you're going to eat things that are less healthy just naturally. So you want to have things that you kind of have as a staple in your diet. For example, if you know that you work a 9 to 5, you want to have a good breakfast. You want to have a good set lunch to where you understand the calories, you understand why you're eating that, the amount of protein in it, whatever. You want to have a good little meal after work, and then you know that if you're in your dating season that you're probably going to go out to eat. Let's say you take girls to dinner twice a week, that's 2 times a week where you don't track those meals or you don't know necessarily what the calories are in those meals. So it makes a little bit more sense for you to have everything else under control, and then when you do go out and you have those free meals or those meals that are a little bit less tracked, it's not that much of a hit. For example, if I know I eat 4 meals a day, but my fourth meal is going to be a wild card. And I want to stay at a certain amount of calories. Let's say I want to stay at 2,000 calories per day. My first meal, I'll eat 500. Second meal, 500. Third meal, 500. And then my last meal, I'll let it be whatever. But if I was letting all the other meals be whatever the entire time, that's just too much room for error. So what you want to do is dial your diet in, dial everything in so that when you're not with her, hopefully you guys can hear me because there's a loud truck next to me. Dial it all in so that when you're not with her, everything's on point. So then when she does come over or you guys do go out to eat, it's not that big of a deal. And this might seem like a lot to think about, like, man, this is a lot to think about just to date somebody. Well, then don't date. Then just be single or get a girl and then get fat and then see if you keep her because you're not going to because she's always going to be looking at the next dude and subconsciously comparing you to him. Whether she loves you or not, it's a normal thing. And even if she's not, why put yourself in that position? Why not just be the best version of yourself all the time so you don't even have to think like that? Why not just be the best version of yourself for you? So dial it all in so that when you're with her, you can kind of have a little bit of freedom and those will be your free meals. That's what I do. When we go to dinner on Friday, I don't care what I eat because all week I've been eating properly. Or when she wants to cook dinner on a random Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not going to tell her no. And I did this in previous relationships to where I would tell my girl, no, I can't eat that. And why was that? It's because all day I've been eating kind of just off intuition and I had no idea where I was at. So I was like, man, I already feel bad because I haven't been eating on my plan all day. So on top of that, I don't want to eat the pasta and the meatballs that you made. But if you've been eating on your stuff for the past 3 days and she wants to make you a meal, actually, it's about time you have a free meal because you've been on point for 3 days straight. So if that makes some sense to you and it resonates to you, cool. If not, it is what it is. This will make sense to somebody and they'll resonate with it and they'll make that slight adjustment and they'll be better for it. Another thing you want to do is optimize your availability. You shouldn't be available every day to see a girl that you're dating, especially in the beginning stages. You should only have a couple free days per week. You should be working on your regular job, your 9 to 5, and then you should be doing some sort of side work, some sort of side hustle to bring in income later on, whether that works or not. The point is to keep trying to do something other than just the 9 to 5 thing that you do. If you're a software developer, You want to develop software, but at the same time, you want to have a side hustle of something that might pop. Even if it's a 5% chance of popping, it's something you're passionate about, you enjoy doing it. Why not do it? Why not try it? You never know. It also gives her the sense that you're never settling. You're not just like, oh, okay, I make this amount of money, I make 70K, I make 100K, and I'm just done. That's unattractive. It doesn't matter how much you make. Even if you're a millionaire and you're just done trying things and you're done working and you just sit at home all day and you do nothing. Let's say you're a millionaire and you hire people to work for you and you literally don't have to lift a finger. You have managers and stuff, and all you do is kind of like send a couple text messages a day. I don't necessarily know that lifestyle exists. I mean, I'm sure it does. But your girl's not going to be attracted to that if you're just sitting there watching football all day. It's not something that looks good. It's not something that feels good to her. She just feels like you're kind of sitting there and you lost your motivation. A man is supposed to be on a journey, have pursuits, be trying to conquer something, be trying to dominate something. And that's what you should represent. Testosterone needs that exercise. Testosterone forces you to have to go do something. So you might as well pick something to already, so you might as well pick something to pursue. Pick something bigger than yourself. Maybe start a YouTube channel, become a life coach, something like that, or go coach a little league, anything but sitting there doing nothing. I just realized this video is taking too long, so what I'm going to do is do a part 2. I'll be back soon.